दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गे राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी कृष्णानुसुते देवी नमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुवैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So, very grateful for giving this opportunity to speak on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the highest literature for the Gaudiya Vaishnava. So, it is said, like Bhakti Shansari Thakur said once, that all the literature is lost, all the Vedic literature is lost, then nothing is lost if the Chaitanya Charitamrita is still available. So, Chaitanya Charitamrita is the essence of all the Vedic literature. So, today we are going to read from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because we are going to have the Gaur Purnima festival just day after tomorrow. So we are should be very contemplating. We should try to understand what is the purpose of Gaur Purnima festival. So Gaur Purnima is the day when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, and is also a day which we consider for Gaudiya Vaishnava is the New Year day. A New Year starts on the Gaur Purnima. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful incarnation, most beneficent incarnation. Sada, Sabha Avatar, Sada Siromani. That means, Sabha Avatar, all the incarnation of the Krishna which is there. Sada, Sabha Avatar, Sada Siromani. He is the highest. The incarnation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the highest incarnation of Krishna. Why is that? Because Krishna himself has come, descended in the Kali Yuga in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what is different between Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? That Mahaprabhu is in mood of Radharani. And Radharani is the mother for all of us, most compassionate. It is said like when Radharani recommends us, then only Krishna accepts. So when Krishna comes along with Radharani, then Krishna himself accepts all of us. So it's very simple in the Kali Yuga to go back to Godhead. It is said like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna told to surrender. Sarva dharma paritejya mahamekam saranam. So abandon everything, just surrender up to me. Sarva dharma paritejya mahamekam saranam. And then in the Kali Yuga, people started finding it very difficult how to surrender. So seeing their condition, Mahaprabhu appeared, descended to do what? To exemplify the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, how to surrender on Krishna. And then Mahaprabhu appeared, Krishna appeared in form of his own devotee. So that's the reason he also will be called a Bhakta Avatar. So Mahaprabhu appeared in the form of a devotee to tell us how to pray to the Lord, how to maximum utilize our human form of life to achieve the Prema Bhakti of Krishna. This is what he is showing to us. In this human form of life, we can also achieve the Prema Bhakti. And that is exemplified by his teachings, by his pastimes that we are going to discuss today. So, with this mood, we can prepare ourselves to receive Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he is going to appear 2 days from now. To receive Mahaprabhu in our heart. Many times we see like Mahaprabhu's, many of the Leelas, but Mahaprabhu has performed, particularly the last part of his Leela, the Ant Leela, which is covered in Chaitanya Charitamrita. We feel like it is not related to me, I am not able to, it is very high. Because Mahaprabhu is depicting, showing the Virabha, the bhava of separation from Krishna. What is said, the Divya Unmad, that transcendental madness. So many times it's said like we feel like it is something just we read this. I cannot relate with it. But then Srila Prabhupada tells, like, by hearing those transcendental pastimes of Chaitanya Charitamrita, from Chaitanya Charitamrita to Lord Chaitanya, when we hear those pastimes, our heart gets purified by hearing attentively. And when the heart gets purified, the calmness, the filth which is there in the heart, which is stopping us to connect with Mahaprabhu, goes out. And we can connect with the Lord when we, by just simply attending and hearing the classes of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, or the devotees who are giving these classes. So with that, we will start this class. So before starting, we'll just discuss before who has written the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Because when the Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami gives his mercy, then only we can understand Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we'll just discuss about him briefly, and then we'll discuss the fastings of Mahaprabhu. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami started writing Chaitanya Charitamrita at the age of 90 years. He was 90 years old when he started writing. And why he started writing? Because he was there at the Radha Kund. And the Radha Kund, Raghunath Das Goswami, who was the personal associate of Mahaprabhu, who has seen physically the Mahaprabhu's these pastimes in Puri. For 16 years he was there when Mahaprabhu was performing those pastimes, and he has seen with his own eyes. And Mahaprabhu, when the Raghunath Das Goswami came from left his family, left his Grihastha life and came to Puri, Mahaprabhu assigned Swarup Damodar Goswami to take care of Raghunath Das Goswami. And Swarup Damodar Goswami is Lalita in the Krishna Lila. And he was very close associate. The two devotees in the Gauri Lila, one is Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Rai, the Lalita and Visakha. These two devotees are very, very close. All the time was remaining with the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So all this pastime what Mahaprabhu performed, he has written in a sutras form, very, very concise form, the Swarup Damodar Goswami. And Raghunath Das Goswami was with Swarup Damodar Goswami. So when Mahaprabhu left for his own abode, and Swarup Damodar Goswami also left after some few years, Raghunath Das Goswami feeling very, very morose. He started thinking like I should leave my body. So he went to Vrindavan. And Vrindavan he met Rup and Sanatan, and then Rup Goswami told, you please go to Radha Kund and perform your bhajan there. So Raghunath Das Goswami was there for around 50 years performing austere bhajan daily. It said like he used to offer around 2000 obeisances to the devotees, regular his routine. He will offer 2000 dandavats. Means he will see the devotees and he will offer dandavats. And daily he used to recite morning and evening Mahaprabhu's pastime for the devotees who were there. So in those audience, in those devotees who were there, the Kaviraj Goswami also used to be there. And Kaviraj Goswami heard all those pastimes of Mahaprabhu through Raghunath Das Goswami, and he has noted out all this. And then later part, not many devotees were there in the Vrindavan when the Rup and Sanatan left. And then these 6 Goswamis were not there. They requested Kaviraj Goswami, why don't you write it down for the benefit of the devotees? These pastimes what you heard from Raghunath Das Goswami. So if you read, the elaborate description is there, like how the Krishnadas Goswami went to all the deities, and when he was taking darshan of Madan Mohan deities, and then the garland fell from the deity, and he was praying, please tell me what I should do, should I write? And then the garland fell, then all the devotees told that this is the indication that you should start writing. And then he wrote. And this around 11,500 slokas are there, verses are there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami written the Chaitanya Charitamrita in around 9 years. So when he started writing, he was around 90 years, in late 80s or 90s. And then he writes that when I'm writing, my hand is shaking. I'm not able to see. My eyes are also not working properly. And then my memory is also fading away. I'm not able to remember the things. And it is only a miracle that I am writing Chaitanya Charitamrita. And why this miracle is happening, that again is telling next sloka. It is all the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. that I am able to write even at this stage, in this condition. So as such, if you see, Kaviraj Goswami is a very, very intelligent, a very advanced devotee, very scholarly. Like when if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, you must have read, you will see he is quoting from left and right from different scriptures. Sometimes from Ramayana, sometimes from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, so many slokas are there in each chapter. And then he is telling, my memory is not good. And that time it is not like Google was there. God was there as you just type the Vedabase, the folio and all those facilities what with mercy of devotees we are getting. But he could able to write all those things. It is all mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because for all of us he is written. Otherwise, what would have happened? Nobody would be knowing that what Mahaprabhu performed the pastime when he came. So it is a glory. We should be very, very grateful to Kaviraj Goswami, because he has written such a wonderful scripture. And then another characteristic of the scripture is, like other scripture what used to be there, it used to be written in English, Sanskrit language. But then he wrote this in Bengali to make it available to all the devotees who are there. And then a very simple language. Like today we read the sloka, and then the rhyming words will be there. One line will stop, and the other line, then the rhyming the first, and then it's very, very easy to memorize also, very easy, very sweet to recite also. Not difficult Sanskrit. So these are the qualities. And then how it has happened, because the talented personality he was, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Like, we'll just see, he starts with each chapter with the Sanskrit sloka. And this Sanskrit sloka, he will just summarize the whole chapter in 4 lines. If you say chapter will have some 200, 300 slokas, but he will summarize the whole thing in one first verse. So in the Madhya Leela 6.1, the 6th chapter, first sloka, the 5th chapter is for the liberation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. The first sloka, what it is as a read. Nomitam Gaura Chandrayam Kutarka Karka Sashayam Sarvabhaumam Sarvabhuma Bhakti Bhuman Achara. So what he is telling is, in this chapter, 6th chapter, the liberation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, what happened is like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is the impersonalist, Mayavadi sannyasi. So when he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he thought, hey, this is the young sannyasi, I should teach him. Because he doesn't know Vedanta. So I used to teach him Vedanta. So for 7 continuous days he was just speaking and Mahaprabhu was just listening. And then after Mahaprabhu started speaking, and he convinced Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya that there is nothing beyond bhakti. And then he converted the Mayavadi sannyasi into the Vaishnava. So what is the sloka is telling? Nomitam Gaura Chandran Yam. So I am offering my whole senses to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What he has done? Why I should? What he has done? So he came across a person who was doing all kutark. Kutark means giving bad logics. Kutark. And what other was in Karkashasayam. Karkashasayam means he is summarized in this. Then Mahaprabhu summarized in this. Then Mahaprabhu met a person who is giving all Kutarka and Karkashayam, and he gave bhakti and he got converted. So this is the way he was. There's such a beautiful form, way the poetry is. We may not understand, but if you read 2-3 times, you will understand. Most of the slokas in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Very, very simple language is written. Similarly, in another chapter, the next chapter, the 7th chapter of Madhya Leela, first sloka. The 7th chapter is the chapter of Mahaprabhu going to South India. The South India, Mahaprabhu came to this place, our area. So Mahaprabhu, as you know, Mahaprabhu started from Alalnath and then he followed the eastern part of the India, and then he came from Kurmakshetra. From Kurmakshetra he went to different places, Tirupati, and then Kerala side he went. From Kerala, Adikeshwar temple he went, Rameshwaram he went. And then from Kerala he went to again the eastern part, western part of the India. He went to Pandharpur, then Nasik, and then back. So during this, he met so many devotees, so many persons, and he converted them. In fact, it is said like whomsoever is coming in contact with Mahaprabhu, they were getting converted into Vaishnava. So as Mahaprabhu was moving around, the village after village, he was converting into the Vaishnava. That was the first preaching program he was doing. So that is the way Mahaprabhu, that is the influence and the purity, that is Bhagavan Swam. He came and he just converted. So in Kurukshetra, he went to a Brahman place. A Brahman was and he invited the Brahman. Brahman invited Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu saw the Kurmanath Swami there in the Kurukshetra. Srikakulam, I think in Andhra Pradesh, this place is, right, bro? Srikakulam is the place where the Kurukshetra is said, and then there is a very beautiful temple of Kurmanath Swami, and there Mahaprabhu, when he saw, he became overwhelmed seeing the Lord, and then he performed his kirtan and dance, and then in the evening he went to the place of that Kurma Brahman, and then we know the past time that Kurma Brahman tells to him that I am suffering this word, and Kurma Brahman invited him and washed his feet and offered prasadam, and then he told that I am suffering this word, so I want to come with you. And then Mahaprabhu gave the famous statement that you don't have to come with me, but be here only, and become a guru, and then liberate the whole, not only liberate, also liberate the whole world. So that is the instruction Mahaprabhu gave. So there, at that place, there is one Brahman, the Vasudeva Dhanipura. So Vasudeva was suffering from leprosy. At that time, there is no cure for the leprosy. And then Vasudeva was suffering from the leprosy was so much spread all over his body, the whole body was filled with pus. And it is said that the insects were there in his body. And when the insect used to fall, he used to pick it and put it back, because he should not feel hungry. So come and then eat my flesh. So that is the level of consciousness he was having, Vasudeva. But since it became contagious disease, he was separated. He was staying separately. Because at that time anybody touching that person, so he will also get the same disease, the Kushta Roga, what we say. But then he was having very highly elevated consciousness. So when he came to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has come here. So he decided I should go and take darshan of Mahaprabhu. So in the next day morning he took bath and he went there to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But by the time Mahaprabhu left that place for the next place. So Mahaprabhu used to stay in the night, and the next day, early morning, used to leave for the next place. When the Vasudeva came to know about it, that Mahaprabhu is already left, he became so much overwhelmed with sorrow. The tears started flowing, that I couldn't see the Lord. And then Mahaprabhu, not different from Krishna, he is an Antaryami, he could able to know that my devotee is looking for me. So he returned back to the place there. And then he embraced the Vasudeva. And by his embrace, all his Kushta Roga, the leprosy, got over, and he became very, very beautiful. So this is the past time. So this is the only one time Mahaprabhu returned back. Otherwise Mahaprabhu just started and just went to different places and came back to Puri. For 2 years he was just doing in South India. So this is covered in the 7th chapter of Madhya Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So in the first sloka, again I am coming back here, what Kaviraj Goswami is telling. Very wonderful sloka, very nice. Dhanyam te naumi chaitanyam vasudevam dayardathi nashta pushtam rupa pushtam bhakti pushtam chakarya. So see, so nicely. Dhanyam tam naumi chaitanyam. I offer my obeisance up to the Lord Chaitanya. Then why? Vasudevam dayardathi. He has shown his compassion to Vasudeva. And how he has shown? Nashta Kushtam. His Kushta Roga has finished. Nashta Kushtam. Rupa Kushtam. He become beautiful. Bhakti Tushtam. His heart was got filled with bhakti for the Lord. So that is the way. So this is the qualification of Viddas Goswami. Glorifying the Lord Chaitanya in wonderful ways. Writing so many verses, and each verse is So poetic, so rhyming, so wonderful to read. And so simple, that's most important. Anybody, if you read 2-3 times, you can understand. Nashta Kushtam, Rupa Kushtam, Bhakti Tushtam, Chakarya. It's not easy. So, on this occasion of Gaura Purnima, what we should offer to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So that also Kaviraj Goswami says. What he is saying? This is another wonderful verse. Tu mana sumanastvam hi yati yasya padamjayo sumno arpan matrena tam chaitanya prabhu bhaje. So what is there? Our mind is kumana. Our mind is again filled with kuman, is the wicked mind. Right? So we are in kuman. Now kuman, how will be converted to suman? Suman means peaceful mind or saintly mind. So kumana sumanastvam hi yasi padam bhajo. So what is telling? Sumano arpan matrena. Sumano. So kumano, sumano, and then sumano arpan. Suman means what? Flower. So by offering flower at the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can convert our kuman to suman. It's not rhyming. Kumana sumanastosvi yani yas padam jayo sumano arpan matrena tam Chaitanya Prabhu bhaja. By offering suman at the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can convert our mind from wicked mind to saintly mind. So that's what Mahaprabhu, Krishna's Kaviraj is telling you. It is Adi Lila. Adi Lila 15.1. And at the same time, even though he being so elevated, so advanced devotee, he always put himself low. Always telling, I am very low. I am very much fallen. Always, it's not like just talking. He's feeling that. I am fallen. We keep saying, I am fallen. I am very fallen. But when he was feeling, because he was feeling that he could able to do this wonderful writing of this wonderful literature. And then always is expressing the profound sense of humility. So there is another sloka in Adi Lila where he is telling, Jagai madhai hote muni se papista, kuri se rakita haite muni se lagista. So I am more fallen than Jagai Madhai. We know the story of Jagai and Madhai. They were attacked, rape is they have done all the offenses what is there. They said Yamaraj was stopped writing further. Whole register was filled. So much sin they have performed. So he's telling, I am more lower than Jagai and Madhai. And then what next is telling? Puri Sera Kita. Puri Sera Kita means I am the worm in the stool, not I am the worm. Puri Sera Kita means worm in the stool. I am more lower than the worm in the stool. Not in the worm in the stool, I am lower than the worm in the stool. That is the mood he was having. And at the same time, what he does, he tells that I am very low, and then he keeps glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He keeps glorifying Nityananda Prabhu. Keep glorifying all the devotees. And in addition to that, he is also glorifying whom? One more devotee who has written again another biography of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who is that? Vrindavan Thakur. So he has written Chaitanya Mangal. So Lochandra Thakur also wrote the book which is also named as Chaitanya Mangal. Then the book's name of the Vrindavan Thakur book's name was changed to Chaitanya Bhagavat. So Chaitanya Bhagavat, the author is Vrindavan Thakur. So if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, multiple places he is writing about Vrindavan Das Thakur. He just keep glorifying. If you see in the current days, if a writer writes something and somebody also written something previously, then they will say, the writer will say, hey, that person has done something, but that is not up to the mark. So I am able to write, this is the best what I am writing. Right? So that's what they say. I am writing because somebody could not do it, so I am doing it now. But here, if you come here, Kaviraj Goswami is telling, if you want to know about Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya, you read Chaitanya Mangal. So he is writing about biography of Mahaprabhu, but he is telling you read Chaitanya Mangal, don't. अरे मूढ़ लोक सुनो चैतन्य मंगल, चैतन्य महिमा आते जानिबे सकल. So अरे मूर्ख लोग, अरे मूढ़, oh foolish people, सुनो चैतन्य मंगल, चैतन्य महिमा आते जानिबे सकल. By reading this book, you can understand all the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if you want to know all the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, go and read Chaitanya Mangal. That is the mood he is telling. That is the mood he was having. And then he tells, if you want to know the Krishna Leela, then you have to read Bhagavatam, which is compiled by Vyasadeva. Similarly, if you want to know about the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, you should read a book written by Vrindavan Thakur. So what is telling? Krishna Leela Bhagavate Kahe Veda Vyas Chaitanya Leela Re Vyas Vrindavan Das. So Chaitanya Leela Re Vyas Vrindavan Das. And that is the way he is not just glorifying. He is glorifying in Adi Leela, Madhya Leela, Anta Leela, multiple times he is glorifying. Again and again he is telling, I am very low. You want to know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Read Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Mangal. And then he tells, Vrindavana Das Pade Koti Namaskar, Aise Granth Karitaro Tarila Samsar. So on the feet of Vrindavan Das Thakur, Koti Namaskar, millions time I am paying my obeisances. Aise Granth Kari, he has written such a scriptures. Tari, Tavo Tarila Samsar, the whole world can be liberated by reading that. So that is the level of glorification what Kaviraj Goswami was giving to Vrindavan Das Thakur. So we say like somebody writes research papers, so they will continue. Somebody has written earlier, so I am just continuing from here. So like that. They have written in the beginning in the papers, he writes the beginning. This person has done something, but I am continuing from there. But here we see he is again and telling, you want to know, you go and approach Vrindavan Thakur. He is the, like Vyasdev, he is there in Chaitanya Leela. He is putting himself fully low. I am nobody. And that's the reason, because of that humble attitude, because of his low attitude of thinking lower than anybody else, the Chaitanya Charitamrita has become so famous that everybody is now Gaudiya Vaishnava. The scripture for us is Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we will discuss the Chaitanya Charitamrita today, some of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, and try to understand what the Mahaprabhu is trying to tell by performing those statements. So one thing which is common, what we see between the Kaviraj Goswami and Mahaprabhu is always keeping oneself lower than others, lower than the other devotees. And that is the teaching for us, that by that only we can progress in our bhakti, in our personal consciousness. So, but Mahaprabhu has given the third sloka of the Shiksha Sashtakam, Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. So, Amanina Manadena. So, expecting no respect for oneself and giving all respect to others. Amanina Manadena. That is the way Mahaprabhu has given only these 8 slokas. He has not written any book. Mahaprabhu has just given this 8 Shiksha Ashtakam slokas. And the most important part of it is when he is telling that there is a we should chant by chanting, our heart being cleanses, and the holy name is having all the power, all the energies of the Lord is there in the holy name. And then he tells how to chant the holy name. Then there comes the third sloka of the Shiksha. So we say that that is the key for the chant. By always how to chant. That we perform different seminar for the holy name, different techniques for chanting the holy name. But Mahaprabhu has told, or what Kaviraj Goswami is telling, or he is showing by his own example, there is only one secret. There is only one secret to progress in bhakti, is amanina manarena. When we do this, then only Kirtanya Sadahari will happen. If we don't do that, then we can't able to chant. So that is the way it is. And we see today also that all the things what is happening, all the conflict, whether it is here or in the society or in the, so at a society level or the state level or the national level, we see Amanina Mandena only is going on. If you don't, if I expect respect, but I don't ready to give respect to others. That is the problem for all the conflicts. And that is the whole cause for all the conflicts happening in the world. So any successful community of the Vaishnavas is going to become successful only when the devotees are in the mood of that giving respect to others, expecting none in return. And that is the secret for the success of the Vaishnava community also. So Bhaktivedanta Thakur sings, writes in one of the famous bhajan. What is that? Sakale Samman Karate Sakati Deho Nath Nath. तभी तो गाइबे हरि नाम सुखे अपराध होइबे हट. So sakale samman, kvarite sakati. So the sakti, the power, the strength required to give samman, the respect to others. When that strength will come to me, that it's not easy. It's not easy to give respect to everyone. Is it possible to give respect to everyone? That type of conditioning what we are having, it's not easy to give respect always to others. So that's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying. When that strength will come to me, that I will be able to give the respect to everyone. And then what will happen? Then only I can able to chant the holy name of the Lord happily. Tabhi to gaibe Hari Nam Sukhe. Tabhi to gaibe. Then only I can sing Hari Nam Sukhe with sukh, with happiness. And aprade hoila patta. All my offenses will cease. So that's what I was telling. The secret of any community to be successful in our ISKCON also, the devotees are having that attitude of Amanina Manadena, giving respect to others, expecting none in return. Like we see, I'm just not exaggerating, I'm just giving an example. Like we see multiple times we go to Chowpatty temple and then in the Bombay, and we see like that Krishna Prabhu, that Mapatla, you all know Mapatla, he is the head of the Mapatla. And he is a very senior devotee there. And he dances in the kirtan. And with whom he is dancing? Dancing with his driver. Driver is also devotee. Driver is working in his company. He is driver. And he comes to the temple. He also comes to the temple. He also chants. He also performs all the devotional service. And here we see like the owner and the driver is dancing together. So that type of, like it is said, like once our Guru Maharaj's father came to Chowpatty temple and he saw that. So Maharaj told me, see, this is the type of community in ISKCON we are having. So this type of community is only possible in our society where we don't see the position of the person, right? Without any ulterior motive. We relate with the devotees. So, and this is what is the Bhava Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has represented throughout his life. This is the Bhava. And then we say like Mahaprabhu was in the highest bliss. He was there in the Bhava and Prema stage. The highest level he's reached. And then also he was showing so much respect. You will see, he was showing respect to his servant, he was showing respect to his god brother, he was showing respect to the god brother of his spiritual master, Ishwarpuri god brother. They all were there with the Mahaprabhu, Paramanand Puri, All those devotees used to be there. Pramanandpuri used to stay with him in Gambhira when Mahaprabhu was staying. In one of the room, Pramanandpuri was staying. And the type of respect Mahaprabhu was giving to all the devotees, irrespective whether he is his servant or he is my guru, or godbrother of my guru. And he was there at that stage, bhava stage. And what is our stage? Are we getting ecstasy? Are we getting the mellow in the or chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra? So how much respect we should give to the devotees? How much respect we should give the devotees? We should learn from Mahaprabhu. If Mahaprabhu is the extreme bhakti who can do, he was giving so much respect to others, then how much respect we should give to the devotees? Because we are nowhere, at no level we are. And it's very important for us, all of us actually, to understand it very, very clearly, particularly because the way this one is growing. We are preaching and so many new devotees are coming, and many times we get very puffed up because we are getting a lot of success. So many devotees are coming. But the moment we perform the aparad, everything is finished. So it is said like the Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj is one of the very senior disciple of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was Shiksha Guru of Prabhupada. But he appeared in, I think, in 1895 and he was there till 1988. 11 years after Prabhupada left this world. So he saw ISKCON and he told, ISKCON devotees are very, very enthusiastic, everything is very good, but they should be very careful about the Vaishnava Prada. Because once the Vaishnava Prada is done, then everything is finished. As we know that Vaishnava Prada is like a mad elephant offense. What is mad elephant offense? Like mad elephant, when the elephant becomes mad, then it just destroys the whole, everything. If it goes to a garden, the whole garden is uprooted. Similarly, when we commit the Vaishnava Prada, our bhakti creeper will get uprooted. So we should be very, very careful, very, very attention we should keep, not a moment we should do any aparad against any devotee. Because all the devotees are very dear to Krishna. All the devotees are very dear to Krishna. And then we should not offend them because Krishna will get offended. We can offend the devotee. So, coming back to Mahaprabhu's pastime. So Mahaprabhu is in Virabha. He was looking for Krishna all the time, searching for Krishna. Oh Krishna, Hari, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? He was in the bhava of the gopis. Krishna has left Vrindavan and gopis, and the Radharani is the main gopi, is searching for the Krishna. Where is Krishna? And in that bhava, Mahaprabhu was there performing his last pastime, Anta Leela, what was there in 10-15 years. So, feeling intense separation from Krishna. So when, if you see the Anta Leela, there's a sloka. Before describing those pastimes of Mahaprabhu, Kaviraj Goswami is telling, very important for all of us. What is telling? Tare Vishwasa Kari Suno, Tate Vishwasa Kari Suno, Bhavera Varnan, Bhavera Gyan, Paiva Premadhan. Tate Vishwas Kari. Have firm faith while you are hearing Bhavera Varnan. When you are Bhav, Bhagwan के भाव का जब हम वर्णन सुन रहे हैं, when hearing the description of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's bhava, the bhava, the Vira bhava. So we should have the faith with Vishwas. Tate Vishwas Kari Sun Bhavera Varnan. And what will happen if you do that? Haive Bhavera Gyan. You will get the knowledge of the mellows of that bhava. And then what ultimately will get? Prem Dhan, the bhakti for the Lord. So when we should hear those pastimes, we should have the firm faith, firm belief. We should not think that it is just written something, just what somebody is writing. It is the bhava which Mahaprabhu expressed. And Mahaprabhu is not different from Krishna. So that bhava, that expression what Mahaprabhu has given, nobody has given in the past, nobody will give in the future. Na bhute na bhavishyati. That type of bhava, nobody has shown what Mahaprabhu has shown for Krishna. So we should have that firm faith. Yes, that's what is the pastime of the Lord. And another thing is, as Mahaprabhu's Srila Prabhupada is writing this purport, that we should hear. He is given the instruction, so we should be very, very attentive while hearing. By attentive hearing, we'll get the purification of heart, and we'll get prema. And then another thing is, what we're going to have, we will understand the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu life, how was respecting the devotee, as we discussed earlier. So Mahaprabhu was staying in the Gambhira. There's a place in Puri. So Gambhira is a place, is a very transcendental place for all of us. Because that is the place where Mahaprabhu expressed those emotions, the bhava. So that is very, very holy place for all of us to go there and pray to the Mahaprabhu, that we should also get bhakti in our heart for Krishna. So at that place, have you gone to Gambhira? All of you must have gone. Everybody's gone. So you see there's one room, the small room where Mahaprabhu used to stay there. And at that room, he was feeling the intense separation. He was feeling that time when he was there. So when Mahaprabhu appeared, 1486 around, right? 1486, that's what he said. And then he was there for 24 years in the Mayapur. So that is there is the initial part of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela. Then the Madhya Leela, he took sannyas, and he starts with the took sannyas and then goes to South India. And that is Madhya Leela, and then last part, the Antya Leela, is the portion where he is expressing his Mahabhava, the transcendental madness for Krishna. So what is his mood? His mood was like Akrur, when Akrur came to take the Krishna. So the mood what gopis were having to the Krishna. That, oh Krishna, oh Madhava, oh Damodar, why you are leaving? Please don't leave me. They were crying loudly. So in that mood, Mahaprabhu was having that mood he was having. And in that mood, always Mahaprabhu used to cry. So one day, what happened, that one special event happened. Mahaprabhu was seeing a dream. So what he was seeing? He was sleeping and seeing a dream. Ekadina Mahaprabhu kariya chena shayan Krishna lasa leela kare dekila sapan. So one day he was sleeping and he was seeing a dream. Krishna is performing Ras Leela. And then how he saw Krishna in the Ras Leela? Tribhuvan Sundara De Murali Vadan Pitambara Vanamala Madana Mohan. So Tribhanga Sundar De, this three-fold bending form, Krishna is standing. And what is having? Murali Vadan, he is having a Murali in his hand. And then he was wearing a Pitambar, yellow dress. And then Vanamala, he was having a garland of forest flower. And Madan Mohan, he was enchanting even the Cupid. So that is the form he saw. Mahaprabhu was seeing in his dream, sleeping and seeing. The Ras Leela is happening, and then and Krishna is performing the Ras Leela with the gopis. And then he saw that gopis are dancing in the circle, and the Radha and Krishna there in the center. And that way, he was just seeing all those things. And here the Govinda was servant of Mahaprabhu. He thought like Mahaprabhu has not got up, getting late. So what he did? He went and awaked the Lord. So, as soon as the Mahaprabhu awaked, he got shocked. Where am I? What is this place? Where am I? Who am I? All those things he started asking. Then Govinda tells, this is the Gambhira, you are staying here. Then Mahaprabhu could able to realize, I was seeing Krishna in the dream, not as the actual. And then I couldn't see Krishna face to face. He was very much feeling sorrow. Krishna was there, I was thinking, I'm with Krishna, but Krishna is a dream, it's not reality. And he became very, very unhappy. Then what he did is like he performed his morning duty and he went to take darshan of Jagannath in Jagannath Mandir. So normally when Mahaprabhu used to go there in the front of Jagannath, he was not going close to the altar, thinking himself very low, I am not elevated enough, I am not qualified enough to go near to the altar. So he used to stay near to the Garuda Astam is quite far, around 15 meters, 15-20 meters from the Jagannath. So he used to go there and used to stay behind the Garuda Astam and used to see the deities, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. Thinking that because Garuda is the great devotee of the Lord, when the Jagannath will see the Garuda, his glance will also fall in him. So that's the reason. He was standing behind the Garuda Astam and used to see the Lord. And he was seeing the Lord with intense emotion. In the emotion of Radha Rani separated from the Krishna. And the bhava of Radha Rani was there in Mahaprabhu. With that intense emotion he used to see Jagannath. And that intense emotion of Mahaprabhu, it was so intense, the stone got melted, you know. Have you seen that mark on the thumb, that mark of Mahaprabhu's finger? That emotion, that intense emotion, you used to see that mark got impressed on the stone. And the same impression is there in one place. Where is that? Alarna. Yes. The Mahaprabhu's whole body is there. So that is the type of intense emotion Mahaprabhu was having, that stone was getting melted. So when in that bhava Mahaprabhu was seeing the Jagannath on that day, and a lot of crowd was there at that time. Then what happened? That one lady just came, the old lady, old Uriya lady. She just came and she wanted to see Jagannath. So it was so much, she was having a desire to see. She tried to climb on the Garuda Astam. And to climb on the Garuda Astam, she climbed on the shoulder of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And she climbed the shoulder of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and seeing the Jagannath. Because so much crowd was there. Then what happened? That Govinda pulled the hand of the lady and put her down. Hey, what you are doing? So you see, when we go to Vrindavan, or we go to Puri also, there's so many ladies, old ladies, right? Who knows about them? Nobody knows. Nobody knows about them. They're so their existence is inconsequential. Whether they are there or not there, nobody is knowing about them. And here is a sannyasi, a famous sannyasi, who is not different from Krishna. He is standing, and on top of his shoulder, the lady is putting her leg and he's saying. And then when Govinda saw, he's pulled, hey, what you are doing? You're not saying you've done two aparadh. One aparadh that you have climbed on the sannyasi's shoulder, and second is Krishna himself. So these two aparadhas happened, and the lady becomes so much feeling sorrow. She said, okay, please forgive me. And she just ran away from there. Then, what happened? That Mahaprabhu became very, very angry. So when you are seeing Jagannath, you are seeing Jagannath in Vrindavan. Vrindavan Jagannath is there, and I am here, I am seeing Jagannath, and that bhava was there, the bhava of the gopis. And then, even in that mood also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so much cautious that we should not offend anybody. So he told to his servant, you are a Adivasi, you are non-cultured person, you don't know how to give respect to the old others. That is the bhava of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. She was taking darshan of Jagannath and you just disturb her. She was so much eagerness, with so much eagerness she was seeing Jagannath. And then he put a very important point. What is the point? He's telling to Govinda. तारा आरती देखी प्रभु कोहिते लागिला येत आरती जगन्नाथ मोरे नाही दिला. What's the meaning? तारा आरती देखी प्रभु कहिले लागिला कि seeing the eagerness of that old lady, Prabhu Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started speaking कि एक आरती जगन्नाथ मोरे नहीं दिला. That eagerness Jagannath is not given to me. That eagerness with which this old lady is seeing Jagannath, that eagerness I don't have. Lord Jagannath has not bestowed so much eagerness upon me. And there is no comparison between the old lady and Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is in the highest of ecstasy, bhava. And lady just came and then start singing. And that is what Mahaprabhu is telling, that what the eagerness that lady is having, Krishna has not given to me. He is lamenting the fact. Then what he says? Jagannathe avasishta ihar tanu man prane more skande pad diya che taro nahi jane. He's telling the old lady, tanu man prane, the tan, man and pran. Jagannath stays. Tan, man and pran. In the sense, I think you understand, tan is the body, mind, and his pran, in his life. Jagannath is staying. That's what Mahaprabhu is saying for the old lady. Mora skande pad diya. On my shoulder he has put her pad, means her feet. And since Jagannath has reside inside her, she could not understand that she was standing on my shoulder to take darshan. That's what Mahaprabhu is saying. Jagannath is staying, that lady has given one pran to Jagannath, and that lady has put her feet on my shoulder, on my body, to take darshan of the Lord. So he is very, very ahead of me in bhakti. I am no one in bhakti in front of that old lady. Aho Bhagavati eve vandi har pai. Alas, how fortunate this woman is. I pray at her feet. Vandi ihar pai. Pai means feet. I am praying to her feet. What? Ihar prasade eche arti amagahai. That by her favor, when she favors me, then I will also get the eagerness what she is having. Arti, the eagerness of her eagerness will come to me. So, he tells to Govinda, I wanted her blessing and you made her run away. And he's just not telling, he's feeling from his heart. So he is showing to all of us what the respect, Vaishnava respect we should do in our life to others. Mahaprabhu is a great sannyasi, he seeing an old unknown lady is coming and Mahaprabhu is appreciating so much his bhakti. And Mahaprabhu is in transcendental bhav. And then also he is telling that Mataji is better than me. And that is the example of the perfect Vaishnava. Perfect Vaishnava is that who sees everyone else greater than him. A perfect Vaishnava is one who sees everyone else is greater than him. And at the same time, a Vaishnava is one who can understand another Vaishnava. Right? So, in the pastime of Gaur Govind Maharaj, if you remember, Gaur Govind Maharaj, when he left his Grihastha life, so he was just going around different places. He was going and seeing darshan in different places. Then Gaur Govind Maharaj came to Vrindavan. That time Vrindavan, our Prabhupada was there. So when Gaur Govind Maharaj came in front of Prabhupada, then what Prabhupada asked? Prabhupada has never met him. So like when we meet a new devotee, what do we say? How many rounds you are chanting? 1 round, 2 rounds. Right? And here, Prabhupada is meeting Gaur Govind Maharaj, and what he is asking, why don't you take sannyas? So that a devotee can understand another devotee. So Prabhupada can understand what is the Gaur Govind Maharaj. Gaur Govind Maharaj is Mahabhagavat. And that Srila Prabhupada could able to recognize. And he told, you take sannyas. And then the devotees were there serving Prabhupada. Prabhupada, we are there for 10 years. So actually he is born Bhagavad, Mahabhagavad. So that is what is showing like a devotee can, a pure devotee can understand the other devotee. And then we say like when the Ajamila was chanting the name, took the name of his son. So Vishnu Dutta came to protect him. Vishnu Dutta saw only the good quality. What Ajamila is doing, that he is chanting the name of Narayana. Then what is the role of Yamduta? What is the role of Yamduta? What Yamduta does? They find fault, right? Who is doing fault? What is doing? So always fault finding. What? So they have taken a role, a responsibility by us that Yamduta has to see who is doing fault, and then they have to bring and then put them in the hell. So Yamduta. So what is the role? What we have taken? Yamduta role or the Vishnu Dutta's role? Are we seeing the good qualities of the devotees, or we are seeing the fault finding from the devotees? That we can contemplate. I couldn't hear. So we are also trying to catch the people who is doing fault. Or this person is not wearing proper dhoti, he is not chanting properly, he is going here, he is going there. But we should not do the fault finding. Krishna is there to do fault finding, not we. Or the higher authorities are there to find fault in others, not our role. So we should not be a fault finder. We should be like a Vishnu Dutas. We should always see the good qualities in them. Then only we can progress in bhakti. So Srila Prabhupada writes in one of his purports, right? When the Dhruv Maharaj was going back to Godhead, he told, my mother also should come along with me. Right? So then Prabhupada writes that because of the Dhruv Maharaj, his mother also can go, went to Godhead. Then he writes that I pray that by the sincerity of my disciple, I would also get a chance to go back to God. That's what Prabhupada is writing. By the sincerity of my disciple, I will also get a chance to go back to God. Whether Srila Prabhupada should tell this? He is the Mahabhagavad devotee. And he has taken a humble state. He is telling, by the sincerity of my disciple, I will go back to Godhead. I may go back to God. That is the mood of devotee. So all the devotees are more elevated than me, and I am the most fallen. That is the way a devotee should think. Then only we can progress in. And then we should always be grateful. Like in one of the purport, Prabhupada is glorifying one Govinda Dasi Mataji. Now what is Govinda Dasi Mataji was doing? She was taking care of Tulsi plant, Tulsi Maharani, in a European country. So it is a cold weather, Tulsi doesn't grow much there. So she is keeping inside and taking very nice place for so that Tulsi can grow. So when Prabhupada saw that, Prabhupada wrote in his purport of Bhagavatam. So Prabhupada has told that my books will remain for next 10,000 years. And he has written the purport in which he is glorifying the Govindasi. So that is the type of appreciation what Prabhupada is saying. Whenever you see somebody is doing something good, he used to appreciate that person. So Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada both are teaching us so that our position is to go down, take a lower position. Not try to be at higher position, but to correct others, be at a lower position. What is the time, Prabhu? What time? Okay. So I'm not completed in half, any half more.
Next session again.
Yes, brother. Yes.
We can have another time.
Yes, yes. So I'll just say something very, just to make it much more, same thing what we just discussed. Like, Kripa in the life of devotee, how to get the mercy in the life of devotee, how to progress in bhakti in fact. So it is just, you can imagine like bhakti is a building, a place, built in 3 floors. So the first floor is the default place for all of us. So we have got mercy of the devotee, mercy of the Lord. So we are there in the first level, right? By default. And the second level is the level a devotee goes when he, by his own effort, when he shows his gratefulness to others. For grateful, a devotee becomes grateful. He shows appreciate others, and he shows that because of somebody else, because of the Mahaprabhu, because of Krishna, because of Srila Prabhupada, I am here where I am now. And by their mercy only I can progress in bhakti. So all the devotees get the, by default, mercy through which they start coming to the bhakti. But when we see that some devotee progresses much more faster and some devotee remain the same place even after years after years. So what is the difference if you see from level 1 to level 2, how they have gone to level 2? Because they were having gratitude. Gratitude in the our Srila Prabhupada, gratitude in the Guru Parampara, gratitude to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, gratitude to Krishna himself. So with the gratitude, he goes to next level. From the next level to the third level, the highest level, where the devotee starts seeing everywhere Krishna. That is the level a devotee reaches by the mercy of Krishna. So from our effort, by our continuous conscious effort, we can move from level 1 to level 2. But from level 2 to level 3 to go, it is our sincere sadhana, that is our effort, but it happens only when Krishna thinks that now he should be pulled up. Krishna extends his hand and pulls up. But a devotee from first level, he cannot go to third level. Because somebody says that I want to see Krishna all the time. That is the level of third highest level. That I am seeing Krishna all the time. But to see Krishna all the time, I have to move from level 1 to level 2. Krishna cannot put anybody from level 1 to level 3. So we should be always grateful. Grateful to our Guru, grateful to our Srila Prabhupada, grateful to our Guru Parampara, grateful to our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, grateful to Radha and Krishna. With that gratefulness only we can progress in bhakti. So, God Purnima is just day after tomorrow. We should contemplate how we should move from one level to next level. How we should go. And how we can accept the gift what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given to all of us. The gift of Prem Bhakti, the gift of Braj Prem, Prem of the gopis, the love of gopis, what Krishna was, what Mahaprabhu was showing, how to achieve that, and that is the ultimate perfection of human life, how we can achieve the Bhakti of Braj. That is only possible by chanting Hare Krishna mantra purely as per the teachings what Mahaprabhu has given. So we should contemplate on this Gaur Purnima, contemplate on this Gaur Purnima to prepare our heart so that Mahaprabhu comes and resides at that place. And so that we can also achieve the perfection of life, what Srila Prabhupada has written all the time in his purports. That perfection of life is to go back to God in this life itself. So with that I just stop. I wanted to discuss some more pastimes, wonderful pastimes of Mahaprabhu, but then somehow we couldn't get much time. So we'll discuss that next time. So any question if anyone is having? no question, then we will conclude.
Hare Krishna. We'd like to thank Grace Ajagovinda Prabhu for having such a beautiful Kolkata and sharing the deep insights of Mahaprabhu, and of course helping us prepare our consciousness for the coming God Purnima festival. So we'll chant one round of Mahamantra for Prabhuji and would like to hear more from Prabhuji. So, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, as we all know that we will be celebrating one of the biggest festivals of our community, which is God Purnima. So that is on 3rd of March. And incidentally, we have a full lunar eclipse on that day. So to adjust to the schedule of the lunar eclipse, which is ending by 7 o'clock, the program will be starting here in temple by 7:15 p.m. Because we have to prep it up and clean it up, and devotees have to take bath and all. So that's why we are starting a little bit late over here. So 7:15, I mean, the schedule has already been announced. So we would have instead of a regular Abhishekam, we would have Pushpa Abhishekam, followed by, first we would have a class, then we would have a Abhishekam, and then followed by a feast, which is a little bit late, like at 9 p.m. But I believe all of us can adjust to it because it's been a special day. So just want to keep you informed of that. Also, as of all of us know, there is an Ekadashi Sankalpa drive, which is very important, and which has been shared by our leaders, how that small Sankalpa, by approaching 10 devotees within our vicinity or our known friends and relatives, we can help to construct our ISKCON Whitefield Temple at Ajagonali, which is going at an amazing speed. So just to keep the pace going, let's try to approach as many as our near and dear ones, so that we can enroll for this Ekadashi Sankalpa drive, which is just 540 per Ekadashi. So in case someone is looking for even a half, every alternate Ekadashi, we do have an options for it, which is an auto pay. So, and in the city of Bangalore, 540 I believe is a small sum, everyone can afford it. So let's try to approach our near ones and dear ones so that they can become a part of this wonderful drive. Also, we have got a new initiative. So it was on Friday last, we have Mataji's first reading class, and around 35 plus Matajis joined for that class. So big Hari Bol for all the participating, and Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And special thanks to Aishwarya Mataji, and who took Nectar of Instruction reading session, and Krishna Mahi Radha Mataji for coordinating and execution. A big thanks and a big Hari Bol for your organizers.